Hello everyone. It's been a few days since the Tower of Fantasy global release, and right now, after I was able to play the game for a few days properly, I would like to share my thoughts with you about things in Tower of Fantasy that I really liked and would love to see them being implemented in Genshin Impact. I know that those are two different games, two different genres, and not everything can be implemented, so I decided to go with only 5 things. Also, for the most part, those features are not Tower of Fantasy exclusive, but since we have a popular game right now before our eyes, let's use it as an example. So the first and the most obvious one are Relics. I know we have gadgets in Genshin Impact, but most of them are useless in actual fight or when moving around the map. So I would love to have more gadgets that will help us in covering the distance or aiding us in fight, so we can have more options. At the very start, I wanted to highlight 3 relics: Vehicle, Jetpack and the Waterboard. But after thinking for a few moments, 2 of them are not that important. Jetpack is just a combination of a glider and the windcatcher. Of course, you have to charge the windcatcher, but you still can easily imitate the jetpack. Or you just have vent your Kazuha, the elevator boys. Plus you can use the red feather fan to boost your glide, but in this case you will have to choose between windcatcher and the fan. Next one is the waterboard. Right now, when going through the water, we can use Ice Bridge, character that will decrease the swimming stamina consumption, and of course the Inazuma boats, even though those are not that universal. But the main reason why we don't really need a waterboard is the fact that Genshin Impact map is 90% just a land. We don't really have big rivers or lakes to be forced to use water gadget. And around Inazuma we have boats. But the third one, Vehicle, is a different case. Right now, while going through the map, we have basically 2 options: run or teleport and run. And of course, stamina is a thing. But we can't forget about our one and only Uber driver, Sayu. She's probably the closest thing to our bill of mounts, but the issue is, not everyone have her. And placing her in the team just for the sake of moving fast might not be the best choice. That's why we really need a proper mount gadget. And at the time of writing this script, Summoner dropped and there is a frigging Dendro Chocobo there. And you are telling me it was impossible to implement this guy as a mount? I don't know, hide it behind the mission, dungeon, force us to grind it. I don't care. Just give it to us, like, the... Ugh. Second and the third feature are somehow connected, so I will talk about them at the same time, I guess. First, guilds. I would love to see guilds in Genshin, and it's not even that weird to have one. Let's take a look at the another Hoyo game, for example. In Honkai Impact, another game that is focused on solo with multiplayer features, we have guilds. Of course, they are here to help gather people for co-op modes and things, but the main reason you joined those in the first place is way different. By joining the guild, you unlock the free material income. For example, by doing 3 very easy missions, you are rewarded by free mats 1 per 3 days, including premium currency. Next, every day you can take your chances in guild lottery, where you can win mats, character fragments or gacha ticket. So in Genshin terms, it's a single standard banner pool. And the last one, every day you can ask someone else in the guild to share their mats with you. For example, you are a new player and you were lucky enough to get Raiden Shogun on the banner. Cool, but now you have to speedrun the story to be able to access Inazuma just for the sole reason of farming mats to ascend her. But with the guild, you can ask someone if they want to share this stuff, and maybe they will be kind enough to help you. And I think it will be great help for new players. Second thing that comes with the guilds are raids. Let's be honest, we don't have a late game in Genshin. World and weekly bosses are nothing to be feared, since if you have characters that are very least decent, you can easily clear all of them solo. And Abyss, well, let's not talk about it. But with raids, this can be different. For example, you will be forced to queue up with 3 other people, since the boss is way too hard to do it solo. But the big thing is, all of you will have their entire party. And by doing this, no one will be forced to play a specific role, for example a healer, since everybody will have a supportive character in their team. And also, you will be able to maximize your damage, since you have all of your characters for the rotation. And I think something like this will be cool, to have a boss that is literally impossible to kill alone, and you really have to try to kill it. But that's just my opinion. So the last 2 things I wanted to talk about are pity system and weapon shop. At the very beginning I wasn't really sure if those 2 are even possible, but right now I think there is a chance. Very slim, but there is. So let's start with the pity system. Of course, in Genshin we have our beloved pity system. Do a number of pulls, reach pity, lose 50-50, we all know it. But the thing is, the Tower of Fantasy pity works a bit different. Of course, in case of premium banners you can still lose your 50-50. But here is the main thing. In Genshin, you build pity with pulls, and after reaching the pity threshold or summoning the SSR early, the pity will reset. And while the pity reset the same way, while reaching the threshold in Tower of Fantasy, it does not reset on early SSRs. So if you are 40 pulls in, got a 5-star in your 50 pulls, you will still have that pity on 50 out of 80. So we can basically pull an SSR every single time, and after 80 pulls, you will still get your PT SSR. And why I think it could be possible to have a PT like this in Genshin is because in Honkai Impact we have another great feature to help players, which is there is no 50-50. Honkai limited banners feature only one SSR, so you will always get the unit as long as you reach the PT threshold. Yeah, I just realized how money hungry Genshin team is. Holy! Last one I want to talk about is the weapon shop. We do have a weapon shop in Genshin, but if I'm not mistaken, all the weapons there are 4 stars. But in Tower of Fantasy, as long as you pull the character normally, you can get its copy in the shop. And this also includes SSRs. So with a system like this, people like Teki would suffer less while pulling for the 6th copy of the same character, and free-to-play folks would have it easier to power up their favorite units. And that's it. Those were my 5 features I would like to see in Genshin. If you also have things you would love to have in this game, please share them in the comments. Thank you for watching, stay safe, until the next time. Bye.